What is good? YouTube. Let's do some cardio and answer some Facebook questions. Let's see what do we have from Facebook. Okay, let's see questions we have from Facebook. Let's see Facebook questions. There we go. Let's see. Right. Okay, so the person asked, how many sets do you do per muscle group? Big or large and small groups. What I say is that, my approach is at least three minimum um, exercises, especially for big muscle groups. Smaller muscle groups, you can bring it down to two. Let me give you an example. For chest, you can get away with doing one pressing movement, one incline movement, and then one flying movement to, you know, open your chest. There's three. The three could be the foundation, and then if you wanna add, you can add more on top of the three. But the three could be, the foundation. And for example, now quads. Three. You can get in your squats, get in your extensions, get in your leg press. And if you are pressed for time, the three is good enough. But if you have more time, you can definitely do more. You can do lunges, you can do front squats, you can do single leg press. But I think for big muscle groups, you can get away with only three exercises. As I've said, for chest, you can get away with flies, flat, and incline. But for small muscle groups, like, your biceps, it's small compared to your chest and your legs. So your biceps and maybe your triceps and perhaps your forearm. As I said, it's small compared to your chest and legs. You can get away with two there. If you press for time, you can get away with two. You go, a curling action, maybe a dumbbell curling, and then maybe a barbell or cable. You can get away with those two for small muscle groups. Thank you everyone who's watching. If you can subscribe and do all the nice things. I truly, truly appreciate it. Marianne, hey, thank you so much for watching. Or she says, hola, senor. I do know what it means. Hello, sir. Hello, ma'am. Hope you're doing very well. Thank you for watching. I would appreciate if you can subscribe if you can. And then if you have any questions, you just drop them in the chat. I'm just quickly answering some Facebook questions. So if anyone has any questions, you just pop them in the chat. So that was the first question. How many exercises do you do per muscle groups? Big muscle groups, you can do 3 if you press for time. That should be the minimum. Small muscle groups, you can do 1. You can do 2, even 1. Because for your arms, you can do barbell. And then if you do it effectively and then you press for time, it should be good enough. So that is my take on that question. We have another question here. This person needs to get in 180 grams of protein per day. But now this person is a vegetarian. I think for this person, is it Aisha Sahara? I think you need to bank or put your money into a quality vegan protein shake, because your tofus, your lentils, your beans, your broccoli, your nuts, they can get you close to 180, but it will be challenging for you to get 180 without your stomach working over time, because those protein sources outside, or those protein sources that cater for vegetarians, they're also very high in fiber, meaning now that your stomach will also gonna work. So that's why I would say that a recommendation on top of your lentils, your beans, your nuts, your broccoli. As a vegan or vegetarian, you need to invest in a quality protein shake. If you are a vegan and you're trying to build some muscle, or you have a protein goal you have in mind, invest in a quality vegetarian protein shake. That will be my advice. Let's see, what else do we have? We also have a question here. What is something you would tell someone who's just starting to avoid? So starting at the gym, something that I'll tell them to avoid. I would say try and stop not giving a program or a workout plan or a diet. Try and avoid quitting or changing a diet or a workout plan too quickly. So basically, is that what I'm trying to say is that when you're starting out in the gym and then you have a specific program that you got, maybe your gym provides one, or maybe you looked online, you found something that actually works for you, or something that makes sense for you. Try to at least give the diet or that workout plan at least a month before you can conclude that maybe it doesn't work, or maybe it's not suitable for you, or whatever the case is. Give it enough time to actually make changes to your body, or give it enough time for it to show you that it's not suitable for you. So that would be my advice to someone starting off the gym, is that if you've got a program, you've got a diet, at least give it a month before you can change it. Because at least you would know if it's not for you, at least you would know that, okay, I spent a month on this diet, it didn't work. So now in future, you're not gonna try it again, because you've already tried it, it did not work. Instead of now, giving it a week, and then you can't really confidently say that there was zero result, because you get not a lot of results, or not exceptional improvement or exceptional weight loss or muscle gain in a week. So if you got a diet plan or program, give it enough time before you change it or amend it, so at least you know that, okay, this one, it's not for me, or whatever the case is. Okay, let's see what else we have from Facebook. Let's see what else we have from Facebook. The fastest way you've ever lost weight. For me, it's a combination of two things. I've never, luckily, maybe a little bit after lockdown, but I've never, been intentional on the highest level about losing weight, because I would say I've been somewhat blessed to have and some decently active life that helps me not pick up a lot of weight. But back to the question is that the fastest way you've ever lost weight, for me, would be a combination of fasting for about 16 to 18 hours a day and reducing your carbs and sugar. I think if you do that with a light to moderate cardio, something like this, or just walking for about 10,000 steps a day, I think those three things together, you will definitely see results. Obviously, must give it enough time for you to see those results. But I think cutting or reducing your carbs and sugar, fasting for 16 to 18 hours a day, and then also light to moderate cardio, that together will definitely be a combination that can give you results that you can see. Let's see. Someone wrote, I know calorie deficit is the quickest way to burn fat, but is there any way to accelerate more aggressive deficit or more cardio? I would say if you're already in a calorie deficit and you wanna take it up a notch, my advice is to fast, for 18 hours a day while you're in a calorie deficit. I think that would be the thing that can push you, whatever stubborn for effect that you may have. I think if that doesn't work, and unfortunately you're gonna have to add, a decent amount of cardio, but nothing crazy, because it's important that you keep in mind that you don't want to lose the weight too quickly. You want to gradually let your body sort of lose the weight, so your body can actually move into place. Let me explain. You don't want to lose the weight too quickly where you have loose skin. So now the way to avoid that is to lose the weight gradually. So now as the fat is shrinking, also the skin is pulling tighter by itself, compared to now a situation where you lose the weight too quickly and the body does not get the chance to sort of get into position by itself. Because that 1 month you are big, next month you're small, so the skin does not get a chance to somewhat get into position. So that is what I would say, that I don't advocate for running and those high intensity cardio if someone is big and trying to lose weight. If you're already lean, you can do all the cardio you want. But this is just talking about the unfortunate situations where somebody loses weight but they have loose skin. To avoid that, and experience is that you do cardio but not too much cardio. You do effective cardio. Yeah, something that I'm doing right now. Another one is walking on an incline on the treadmill. Another one is to go for hikes regularly compared to running, going for walks. It takes time, but that is one of the main things that you can do if you are big and trying to reduce, and then also trying to avoid loose skin, which is an unfortunate result of losing weight. Let's see what else we have from Facebook. Okay, this one I'm just gonna run through this one. The person asked, how can you get an effective workout in 30 minutes? I think with that one, there's a lot of factors. One of the factors is that if the gym is empty, 30 minutes should be enough. If you have a plan and then energy is high, you just go in and kill it, 30 minutes should be enough. If you're training by yourself, 30 minutes should be enough. But if training with a partner, the 30 minutes may not be enough. But if those three things are present, 30 minutes should be enough at the gym. The gym is empty, you got your plan already, you know what you're going to do, and you're training by yourself. 30 minutes should be good enough. Because let's say now you're doing chest, you're going to do flat, you're going to do incline, you're going to do flies. That should take you 5 minutes maybe for flat, 3 sets, another 5 minutes for incline, 3 sets, another 5 minutes for flies, 3 sets. It's already 15 minutes. Then maybe resting in between 1 minute each. There's another 3 minutes, we're already 18 minutes. Maybe we finish off with some dips. 5 minutes, 3 sets, with some rest in between. Then that's totally about 21 minutes to 24 minutes. So 30 minutes should be enough if you're training by yourself and your plan is set and the gym is empty. So 30 minutes, you shouldn't say I won't be able to train because I only have 30 minutes. 30 minutes should be enough for you to get in and keep have an effective workout. But I believe those three things to be present. Gym must be reasonably empty. You're training by yourself. You already have your plan on what you're doing. You don't walking around still looking. And I think also another one, fourth one, maybe energy should be slightly on the higher side. You can take pre-workout, whatever the case is, just to get the energy high, so you can be able to effectively train for 30 minutes and then have a 30-minute session that's rewarding. So I think that is all the questions I have from Facebook. It's already like 20 minutes on the bike, so it should be enough cardio for me for the day. Thank you for watching. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you. If you're new, I appreciate if you can kindly subscribe and do all the nice things, and stay active. Thank you.